right, GM. And it is GM to somebody somewhere. So let's go ahead and get this kicked off. All right, it's good to be back. Friday, chill vibes. So I got the chill hop in the background. Let me go ahead and lower that as well. It's a little bit loud. All right, there we go. Yeah, just something subtle in the background as we keep going today. But hey, Bitcoin is hitting new all-time highs. You know, I've got it up there. Again, this was the previous all-time high that we just hit the other day. I had that big rejection right after it, the big sell-off. Capo was right, 12K was imminent, and all of a sudden we ended up getting this turnaround and touched 70K for the first time ever today. 70,000 United States dollars for one Bitcoin happened today for the first time ever. And as exciting as that is, it's still really early compared to where we will be and where we're heading. You know, we'll go back and we'll look at a high time frame chart of Bitcoin, what's happened the previous times we've been up here near this all-time high as it's broken out, and what to expect moving forward from here. So lots of fun things to talk about today. First and foremost, though, before we do anything else, want to go ahead and get you guys over here. Come to the X side of things, you know, some housekeeping. Hit that like button on X. Hit that repost button as well. I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to do it later as well. Main reason being, and, you know, drop a comment as well. All these things help me because it is terrible getting these things out here with X. X hates when you post external links. But I like streaming on YouTube. It's a lot easier than streaming on X. I think that building multiple platforms is also really important. You know, so as amazing as X is for a lot of things, I just still don't think that it's optimized for streaming yet. And, you know, even long form content, as far as videos are concerned, yes, you're going to get a lot of views. But I think that it's like the same type of thing, basically. You know, when I look at this, it says 1,927 views on this post, right? And, you know, I've seen some people like Thread Guy, like freaking love Thread Guy, but he posted how he had 111,000 views on one of his videos. I just don't think that's accurate. I think it's 111,000 views as far as the impressions on the tweet. So I still just don't think that it's quite the same level of engagement, you know, with the 49 or 51, or, you know, I guess maybe there are 91 of you guys in here right now. There's a different level of engagement than what you get from just sharing anything on X. So again, hey, spam the comments, you know, you'll pop up on here. Want to see something that you guys have. You know, anything that you want to talk about today. I've got a little bit of time. Again, got a little bit less than an hour because I've got a space here at 12:15 for the Wonky Weekly Alpha. It is coming up here in just a bit. Do that every single week for the Wonky Stonk community, and we are going to keep it rolling for the 107th consecutive episode here in just a bit. So let's go ahead. Dude, this freaking dude. He follows me because I post about Doge, but I don't follow him back. I mean, anyway. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go through the chat real quick. Go through the chat. Yo, good to see you, Yagami Wacky. Good to see you. Puneeth, good to see you in here. Avax DJ, and glad to have you here. Wander Sound, BitClout. We got Mitch Richiosu in the house, Marcio, Crypto Ventures, and also, guys, really important too, hit that bottom right-hand corner. If you want to join the conversation as far as the chat, you have to be subbed in order to do that. So go ahead and do that as well. Drop a comment, you know, after you've subbed, and you guys can join the conversation. I'll be checking that out as we go. Colton, appreciate it, man. I mean, the market's been cooking for us. It's not, you know, it's not me, it's everything. Let's see. Lee, appreciate having you in here. Yeah, dude, that was an awesome donation by the Jesus Coin community. I mean, I won't lie. Here's the deal. I had mixed feelings with it. And I feel like, they showed me their hearts in the right place with that. But, like from the biblical perspective, making a coin named after Jesus just felt pretty, I mean, almost, I don't want to say sacrilegious. It's just, like still, I mean, I'm hyped about it and hyped for it. Like really hyped they did that. That was one of the most generous things that anybody's done. Basically, for those of y'all who don't know, I had this meme coin community that gave me $5K for, my Young Life kids for their camp stuff, just unsolicited. I posted about giving a kid $100 for camp out of a meme coin, and they ended up coming in and matching that with $5,000. So all of that, whatever it's worth here in May, is going to go toward their camp fund, which is awesome because, like the camp fund costs $50,000 total for these kids to go. They live in a, like these kids don't come from wealthy families, and it's just fun being able to have, like for a lot of these kids, it's their first time ever leaving the city, right? And getting out, doing something fun, and being able to just be there like with them is one of my favorite parts about the summer. So like that type of contribution from somebody who does something like that really, really helps as far as just getting those kids out there, right? Having the funds to be able to give those scholarships and to be able to, at the same time, I'm going to tell the kids about the coin, teach them a little bit about the crypto ecosystem, hopefully teach them a little bit about some financial, lessons as well, and have a little bit of fun. So, yeah. I see we're slowly growing. Not a bad number for just a really impromptu space, but it's a good day, right? Because as we're looking at it, let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. We're sitting here, another rejection right off 70K. We're down here, touch 66K. Lots of volatility right now. So it's really easy to get lost in these, I don't even know why I have it on a 3-minute candle, but on the 1-minute chart where you're sitting here and you're looking at these and you're like, dang, that's a lot of volatility. If you just zoom out to the daily, like it's really not that bad. We've basically been up only from the end of January through now, but realistically, we've been up only, if you're zooming out to the, like, let's go to the weekly. Bro, we've been up only since the FTX debacle, right? We had that final capitulation event, the final shakeout God candle that got rid of everybody, that finally was and I still am a believer, and I'm like, I will say this to this day. I think the bull market, had it not been for FTX, I really think the bottom was already in right here. Had the FTX insolvency never happened, they were like a week or two away from nobody ever saying anything, no bank run ever happening, because had a week or two more gone by, I think we would have been in the mid-20s. I think they would have had enough collateral to be able to handle the influx of speculation as far as the outflows. And the collateral they had would have been worth a crap ton more. So, but you can never really play that what if game. It is what it is, right? Everything happens for a reason. So we had that amazing opportunity right there, right? Where everybody said we were dead. Everybody said we were gone. We're at this level right here. Capo was calling for 12K, and he still is up here at 68K. He's, maybe he'll get it one day, but it sure as hell ain't happened in my lifetime. And, actually, that's an important lesson to talk about too, right? There are a lot of positions that you are going to be wrong about over time. And, you'll have this candle and your direction, like your bias is off. You'll have this candle, your bias is off. You'll have this candle, your bias is off. And at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, why are you trading Bitcoin / why are you trading crypto in the first place? Right? Like, are you trading it because you don't believe in it? Or are you trading it because you do? If you do believe in it, inherently, you believe that it is going to go higher, right? So at what point along this track right here do you admit you're wrong? And it becomes more and more difficult as those green candles happen, because you feel more and more sidelined. You had this roadmap planned out where you were planning on sitting there and going like this. So basically the exact same thing that's happened, but you wanted this to fill first, right? So you wanted that to fill first. So because it never did, when it got here, you're like, okay, yes, it's going to happen. Now time to go here and do this. Never happened. So here you're like, okay, admittedly went higher than I thought it would, but, still looking for down here. Why? Because you never got your entry at 17K and now it's up at 30. So it's nearly twice that price. So that means you can afford to buy half as much. So when it gets down here, oh man, that euphoria is real. You expect this to break at any moment. Why? Because you're greedy and you want your fill. And then guess what? What you expect after the fill. Every single one of those times, you're expecting what's already happened to then happen. Right? So you have to ask yourself, like, what if you were maybe wrong about right there? Right? At like what price level do you admit that you're wrong and flip bias? Like, is it price discovery? Because right now we still haven't seen that from them. So, I mean, like, and we're going to zoom out and I'm going to change we're going to get rid of all the drawings for a second. We'll come back to the, not that okay. Hide the drawings. Get rid of the drawings for a second. We're going to come back to that here in a minute. But like just looking at the history of Bitcoin, let's look back. We've got it on the weekly right now, just a little bit easier to be able to stomach and process what's happening here. We're looking through here. Okay. Back January, February 13, all-time highs broken. You look at the weekly there, slowly climbs. Actually, you get one big weekly above it. Retests a little bit, climbs, and then it just doesn't really stop. Right? Then you get your all-time high in 2013 right here. So then you keep going, right? You've got your sideways. You've got your bear market from 2014, 15, 16, whatever. Beginning of 2017 and 2016, actually, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to the halvening cycle in a minute. But again, you get up here for another all-time high. Touches it, goes back down, and hey, could we have something like this right here? Could we? Yeah. Could we have this still? Where this period right here, where it was up against the all-time high, again, touch it, rejection, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 weeks. I mean, that's a few months, right? Like that's 4 months of kind of sideways up there chopping. Could that happen? Yes, but if you zoom out enough, like anytime it touches it, you're not seeing, without some type of crazy black swan event, you are not seeing a reversal in this trend, right? You are seeing the trend continue higher. Like even if you get a little bit of chop here, and again, even here, right? Like back at the end of 2020, we had some chop. We had several weeks of it and then just up only through 2021. So here we are right now. First week touching it. And, it's back closer to 70 right now. Again, this, like the one thing about BLX, it's not live. Don't worry. If you're looking at this price and you're like, holy crap, like, how did we just drop all the way back to 67K right now? This only updates once per day on this chart. So this isn't the live price. Don't worry. Close to the live price. But again, you're looking at this right now, like, hey, even if we get 2 or 3 months of sideways, like if we zoom out, 2 or 3 months of sideways in the big picture is nothing other than an opportunity. You're not getting 12K again. You're not getting a retest of these lows again. Right? Like it is going higher from here. So the best way to be able to position yourself for that is just to be patient, right? Not buy into the hype, not try to get greedy and, look for any type of swings lower or anything like that. Just play into the momentum of the market. The crazy part is there are a lot of people talking about, is this going to be a shortened cycle because of the fact that, we're here and we're at all-time highs before the halvening. And if you look at it now, I'm going to unhide my drawings and I apologize in advance. There are a lot of them, but a lot of you guys have seen this stuff before. Let's hide the volume. Volume doesn't matter on this one as much. It doesn't aggregate very well. Okay. And we drew this back during the FTX days, like this drawing, and like, has it played out? Yes, just a little bit faster than what we imagined. So, you're again looking at this right now, and realistically, if you split this up from having, where does the all-time high always happen? Before the end of Q2, between Q1 and Q2, after the halving. I still believe that there's a solid chance that does happen. And if we look back here, though, you kind of had like a little double top type of situation here after this halving in 2012. Wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that, right? Where, we do get like this major blow off top. It does reach somewhere in the 150K range, and you do get some sideways chop for a while. I think we eventually break above this boat, this little banana, whatever line that's been holding us back. Why? Look at the inflationary standards of the world. Like, Bitcoin is the ultimate hedge. It is going to continue to outperform. And Metaverse Kid, no, we have not. Like, to answer that question, we have not broken the all-time high prior to the halving, except for obviously right here, because 2012 was the first halving. So here, as you're sitting there breaking it, like, again, you have to remember this was early days. Bitcoin barely, it was like $1 billion market cap. Didn't take much to break it. And again, obviously you're going to be breaking all-time highs before the halving if you have not had a halving. So then post that, though, no, it has never happened like past Q2. We have never had an all-time high for Bitcoin past, and I'm breaking this up into quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're in Q4 right now. Halving is nearly here. First time ever for that to happen. First time ever. So yeah, we're in a little bit of unprecedented waters, and there are some people that are slightly more bearish because of that. That's what doesn't make sense to me, that there are people bearish on this cycle because we've broken it early. Dude, F that. I am more bullish than I've ever been because we've broken it up early. Like, I think that we have more of a chance than we've ever had at a super cycle because we've broken it early, not the other way around. Like, let's look at NDX real quick, right? All-time high, it has been sending. I think it's going to keep sending. Like, I drew this one out a while ago. I like that I have this up here right now with this fractal. Okay, like, I think we're going to get another tech bubble type of play out right here, right? Where you've had this right here. You have this right here. You have this period right here, right? This period right here is this period right here. So what does that mean? Again, when this little cliff broke, it just started going, I think it's going to happen again, right? We are in a cycle right now where inflation is at a level that we have never really seen it at. Like, that's one good example of one thing that is different right now, existentially different from the previous cycles and where we were. Inflation was pretty set and standard. It was locked in right around that 2% target that the Fed had. And everything was kind of great with that up until after COVID. And it took a couple years for inflation to really kick in. But, again, you look at the traditional markets. With that, there at the very beginning, you had this up-only cycle in both traditional markets and crypto. And guess what? Both ended up seeing a major correction. But the one thing that has not really corrected is that inflation, right? So, you look at what's happening with that. People are looking for hedges. We could look at gold. We could look at silver. We could look at a lot of the other things that are happening right now as these inflationary hedges. And, the market is obviously one of them as well. They're up only. And I don't see that changing without just this massive blow off top, unlike anything we've really seen before. And yes, I think that we see that on a bigger level than this. And this right here, you're talking about over, if something like this happens, dude, over the course of the next few years, you're talking about more than a 2x in the market. And this is just, with QQQ, you can look at SPX, similar type of thing, similar story. Absolutely sending. Nothing is going to change with this anytime soon from what I'm seeing, right? So again, you're looking at this standard and you're looking what's happening existentially with the market, with inflation, with the global turmoil that we're seeing around the world. And you're telling me that you think this is going to be a shortened cycle because Bitcoin expanded a little bit faster than you thought it would at the beginning? Hell no. You know, like if anything, it's going to be at least the same length in my opinion, but I think it could be longer. And I think it's going higher. So yes, are we bullish? Yes. Let's look at the king of, actually, let's look at Bitcoin dominance real quick. All right, bros. Bitcoin dominance. This is basically just an aggregate of every single shitcoin, including ETH, that's out there versus Bitcoin. This is like their Bitcoin pairing. You know, hits this resistance, all-time high resistance. You know, could it break above it? I wouldn't be surprised if it did something like, if you look back over here, what happened in the very beginning of this bull market, Bitcoin did, like, it had this resistance, broke above, went back beneath. I wouldn't be shocked, especially with the way this is coiling right here, if we did get post-halving something like this. Really would not be shocked at all. But I also wouldn't be shocked if we just go lower. It kind of goes back. This whole thing right here kind of goes back to the whole Capo 12K situation, right? At the very beginning of the stream, how we were talking about, you know, at 17K, Capo was looking for 12K. And he expected after 12K for the rally to continue and for Bitcoin to go higher. But because he never got his 12K fill, he never got in. So if you're sitting here waiting to ape into alts for this because you want to get greedy and say, okay, you know, Bitcoin, I think is going to go here before it goes here. You know, you're betting significant upside. You're risking significant upside, I should say, for a little bit more. Like, I call this a greedy candle. So I think that we're in a situation right now, especially up against this, you know, against this resistance where, you know, downtrend would be the more official term. You know, only 3 touches. It's a downtrend. It's not officially resistance unless you came up here and you already had the 3 touches established. But anyway, so against this downtrend, I expect that we could see that. But dude, now is still a great time to ape alts relatively to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to hit, as bullish as I am on Bitcoin, you know, inherently, as you're starting to get more of this regulation that is allowing for Bitcoin to be more mainstream and ETH to be more mainstream, etc., you're also getting more and more coins that are being made. More and more people want to find the next Bitcoin. More and more people want to find the next ETH. More and more people want to find the next Doge, the next SHIB. Like, you can go down the line. More and more people are interested in this market, and it's only going to continue to grow. And because this is an aggregate of Bitcoin versus everything else, it is not necessarily indicative of saying that one individual coin will flip Bitcoin. Instead, it is saying that the aggregate of coins that exist and the market cap that from all of them combined relative to Bitcoin will end up increasing. And yes, I do think that it'll increasing. This chart is designed to go lower. Now, the average Bitcoin versus, you know, the average chart of an alt versus Bitcoin will probably bleed out versus Bitcoin over time. But the aggregate of all of them is going to go like this. So yes, we're going to get some expansion. At the top, especially, you know, people are going to continue to speculate. We're going to continue to see that growth. And this is going to happen. And right now, the craziest part is, right, we've seen a lot of growth and a lot of expansion just as far as the, you know, like Bitcoin is concerned, a lot of the majors, etc. But it's also been the memes, right? Like, you know, we can look through, again, let's look at ETH. Touched 4K today, about to break through 4K again. And, you know, if you think ETH is slowing down anytime soon, you're wrong. Like, ETH is going to keep ripping. Like, ETH is going to have just a God candle up out of this. And I think ETH is going to have a God candle to a new all-time high out of this as well. Right? Where we are going to see this. Like, that's going to happen. Again, I actually think it will. Same type of thing is right here. And like, will it be to the same extreme? Probably not. But like this, something like that, it's going to happen. Fade ETH all you want. ETH is going to send. It's like, it's simple. But you know, at the top of the, and like, we're looking at it right now. Same thing with Sol. Sol's going to send. We're going to see new all-time highs for it. I think AVAX is still going to send. You know, I think we are going to get that breakout here where this whole coil, this whole spring is going to explode past where it is. You know, hey, you can look at ARB. Dude, tell me that is not an incredibly bullish chart. You know, there are a lot of new L2s and stuff that are out there, like Metis. I think Metis is going to send from here. You know, I can go down a list. I've got a million. Inge, dude, Inge is going to hit price discovery before you know it. Like, and I'm barely scratching the surface of the list of a lot of these L1, L2s, whatever, right? So now, okay, quick pause before we continue forward. You're going to go back over here. You're going to go back to my profile. You're going to hit this. You're going to hit that like button. You're going to hit the retweet button. I'm going to do it again. Why is AVAX so much like stable coins? I mean, bro, I mean, sometimes things go sideways before they go up. It's that simple. Sometimes a sideways trade is like, you know, it's a safe trade. I think that it's going to send. It will. Also, dude, if you guys want a hoodie, if you have a Bybit account, and if you don't, feel free to fill out that form. It's legit. It's pinned on my profile. These are limited hoodies. They're only making so many of them. So, you know, if you basically just create an account, sign up under my ref link, and you can trade a lot of these different names that we're talking about here on Bybit as well. So yeah, make an account, do it, send it, and enter yourself for a hoodie at the same time, because everybody loves a good hit hoodie. These things are sick to wear at the conferences. Get some street cred. Yeah, I appreciate that, Brandon. Okay, so let's shift to the memes. Bro, if you following my streams for a while, you know my feelings about Pepe. Like, Pepe, we've been talking about this whole area right here, and like seeing this is just beautiful. These weekly candles are freaking insane. And why I'm showing you Pepe right now is because I want to show you what it looks like here before here, right? Doesn't take much, doesn't take long to get this shit to send. When you see a meme that you believe in, have conviction, build a bag, stack it. Let's go to Bonk real quick. Same type of thing for the bonkers out there in this world. I should not go to this chart. This is not a good chart. I think that BitGet has a good one. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. Right? Because it shows Bonk from its inception to Bonk when it took off. Doesn't take much. Look at the way Bonk built up here. We'll go to the log to make it a little bit more. Like, look at that. Does not take much. And for a trend to continue, for it to send, doesn't take much. Let's go to Whiff. Again, Whiff, not the best one because... Maybe... Okay. None of these are the best one because everybody's listed Whiff pretty late. Anyway, Whiff, same type of thing. The fact it's at 230 right now, and we've been watching it like... You know, if I go back to Whiff, basically the way the chart looks is this. You've got like a line here, and then explosion from 30-something cents up to $2 in a few weeks, right? Doesn't take much. Okay. So we discussed a lot of that type of stuff. Now, what are we looking at? I want to go back to Pepe real quick because I want to correct something that I said the other day because I've changed my opinion on this. I think it goes higher, right? We talked about how when Sol got to here versus, that it ended up being done. I actually think, okay, let's go to the daily because I can't draw very well on the weekly. I think this does go a bit higher. I still don't know how long it lasts, so it's still one of those questions for Pepe where it's like, it's a bit of a greedy trade at this point. You know, especially if you ran it all the way up here from here. But when you look at its market cap versus a lot of these other big names, I also just don't see how it doesn't continue. So, like, yeah, I entered in a bit more of that Pepe position. I think that, like, it can continue up before it goes back lower. This is versus ETH. So if you're looking at it, like, this is the current resistance that it's up against. Because if you're just looking at the USD chart for Pepe, right, like, you know, it's an all-time high. How do you sit there and say, what's the next level of resistance here? Okay, what do I think about Say? Okay, I'm bullish on Say also. You play into momentum with this. And you know what? We'll cover Floki as well. I'm a bit mad at myself for missing the Floki train because I had a huge bag of Floki not too long ago, back in November/December. I had a huge bag of Floki, and I expected it to send. Happy for everybody out there that's got it. But Floki's obvious, and we'll talk about why Floki's obvious here in a second, because it again follows through with the consistent trend of what I'm going to be talking about as far as picking memes and when memes send. What causes them to send? Where to expect them when they do send? Okay, you know what? If you were watching this, Rooster, I am changing the wonky stonk space to 15 minutes back because I'm in the middle of a thought process, but we are going to go ahead. We'll do that in 25 minutes. Okay. Which again, you know, I want to show quickly. I'm going to show that as well. If you haven't hit this, also hit a reminder for this, because as soon as this space is, or as soon as this stream is over, I'm going immediately over to this space, kicking it with my boy Crypto Rooster, who, if you have not followed, and I pushed this back a little bit to, you know, half hour, so it's not 15 anymore, it's 30. Follow Crypto Rooster as well. He's an absolute G, an absolute stud. So yeah, we're gonna look at that. You guys should hop in a minute, and yeah. You know, last one I'm going to look at here is Say. Okay, so Say, dude, Say's going to keep sending. It's like 60 or 56 on the total market cap. I mean, it's a good coin. Like, it's good L1. It's going to keep sending higher. It's got a lot of room to grow. Bullish on L1s right now. L1s are going to keep sending. Like, if you look at BNB, and this is going to play into the Floki argument, right? Bro, BNB, I still see BNB as, you look right here. You look right here. You look right here. This is versus BTC. BNB is about to do some ridiculous shit. Okay. As soon as it breaks above that, it's going to do some ridiculous shit. And you ask yourself, okay, what's the next step for BNB? Bro, BNB is designed to go up, especially with the regulatory FUD gone. It's just, I don't even know. It's going way higher. So you ask yourself, though, why does this matter right now as far as the meme category? Let's look at Floki. Bro, look at Floki. Oh, shoot. Look at Floki right now. And it's sending along with the other memes. But Floki's also sending because BNB has been sending, right? So, like, you look at the coin that is trending and the coin that is going to send doesn't take much. It sends the coins in the ecosystem. So now let's go back, right? And why I'm super bullish right now, as far as AVAX, I think AVAX is right here. I think it's going to rip out of this. I still see the BTC pair ripping up to these August 22 highs. You know, the USD chart, all it takes is breaking right now this little $45 resistance, and it's going to 100 plus. It's that simple. Its meme coin ecosystem, it's got one coin above $100 million market cap, and it has been sending recently as well. You know, let's go over to Cock real quick. Cock has just been ripping. New all-time high recently, so shout out to everybody that is a Cock maxi. But it's only a 350 mil FDV, right? Like there is room for it to go to a bill. I really wish that somewhere somebody had it on perps because it'd be a really fun one to just sit there and ride. But it's also, it's a safe spot play in my opinion too. Because again, as AVAX starts to send, this is going to rip. But now if we go back to the top meme coins by market cap, I covered this the other day, right? Like in the AVAX ecosystem, outside of cock, you've got nothing above $100 million market cap. Nothing at all outside of $100 million market cap for AVAX. That just sounds criminal to me, considering that AVAX is a top, 11 coin, 12 coin. I guess Shib flipped it recently. That's insane. So top 12 coin, only because a couple of meme coins flipped it. It's going to run back above both of these pretty soon. It's going to be back up in that area. And when it starts to run, again, you have room for a lot more growth as far as the meme coin ecosystem is concerned as well. So, cock being up here where it is, it's incredible. It's going to keep ripping, but you've got room to run. And like, I still really believe, I talked about this the other day, tweeted it out not too long ago, where I looked at this, like this thesis, right? I think cock's going to a bill. I really think no chill's going to 100 million plus. And since that tweet, and this is just like a week ago, cock is up 130%, no chill's up 250%. Like both of them are going to keep sending. And, when I look at the no chill chart and I look at like what's happening here with it, where, you see cock and you see a lot of these other names that are starting to rip today. The way that this has gone, you've had a couple weeks of sideways accumulation, 600% there, pump off the base there for the next leg. Couple weeks of accumulation, or distribution, whatever, couple weeks then, or a few days, or it just rips another 500-600%, another couple weeks of accumulation in this like 50, 100% range, where this was the 2 to 5 mil market cap range. And you look at this is like the 12 to 25 market cap range. Like this is going to rip to 100+ mil easy. Next leg up, if it continues with the current trend that it's on right now, like this is sending, and it's that simple. So like, I believe there's room for multiple $100 million plus market cap coins in the AVAX ecosystem. Kimbo's probably going to do it too. I think Kimbo's going to send up there. I will say this. I think Tech sends as well with it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, mainly because of the way that it launched and looking at a lot of the shady stuff that happened with those wallets on the insider type of stuff, where like they had a window, right? Tech had this window from an account that nobody followed, right? And they said, hey, we're going to launch it between like 9 a.m. Eastern time and 12 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. It had like 8 likes. So nobody knew about this, right? And it was a very broad window. So you're telling me you've got a meme coin that launches within a 3-hour window, and somehow you have people that like end up aping massive bags that are insiders with like right whenever it launches, that say that it's a fair launch, and you're aping 2% of the position for 20 AVAX or 50 AVAX, and it's now worth like 5,000 AVAX. Like, dude, that's just, it feels wrong to me, man. Like that's my only thing. Why I don't know anything else about the people there, but that's why I'm not going to talk any more about it. I'm just going to leave that one out. It'll probably send because of the people who hold it, but I'm not. So, but anyway, that's all I'm talking about with that one. Point being though, let's go over to Kimbo too, because I think Kimbo does deserve some love with this. Kimbo is like their dog coin. And I still think it's going to send. My thing though is it's like, why no chill over Kimbo for me? One, dog coins are a dime a dozen. And like, this is nothing against Kimbo. I do think Kimbo's going to send. Like, when I'm talking about room for multiple $100 million plus market cap coins, there's room for this one, right? Like, there is room for multiple to hit that level whenever AVAX sends, because you're going to get an inflow of capital to the ecosystem. But it's also just kind of like, you know, it is playing into momentum and playing into strength as far as moves up are concerned with this type of stuff. So, you know, when you look at this, like, bro, this is just, it's pure strength over, like, if we look and, you know, I want to look, I'll do this over here. So I want to look at this versus Kimbo. Like, playing into strength, I think, is an important narrative, right? And I think that strength is going to continue. I like the meme. Like, no chill as far as a coin that's literally an avalanche, as far as, like, and it's just fun to be able to reply. Like, if anybody gets mad about anything, it's like somebody has no chill. I don't know. It's cool. So I'm going to hold my bag. Like, I've got a big bag and I am holding it. So, like, this shit's going to rip. It's going to rip to that 150 mil market cap range. I'll hold. I'll be patient. If it takes that couple weeks before it has that leg up, it is what it is. And you can trade this shit by just going over here to Dex Screener. You click trade on Trader Joe. It takes you right over to it. You can bridge AVAX over and do it. But 100 mil plus market cap is happening. So, okay, let's look at a few other memes. I got to go back to the memes. You know, we talked about Floki. We've talked about Dog with Hat. We've talked about Shib a little bit. Shib's been impressive. You've got all these random ass coins that are still popping up. Mog is probably going to keep sending again, just because of the type of people that have been talking about it. I expect Mog to keep going up. Ladies, I had somebody in the chat asking me to look at ladies, so I'll take a look at ladies real quick. Have I looked at base coins? Not as much as I should, man. And like, I really feel like I should, especially considering the fact that, you know, with the friend trek, like, everybody's gonna get their friend text stimmies pretty easy then to be able to rotate that into base meme coin ecosystem. Okay, so, dude, I mean, yeah, ladies also looks really bullish. Send it. You know what? I'm gonna look at the Jesus chart also, because they gave me that 5K for the kids. I could see this one sending higher. You know, same type of thing here. Another leg up to that 75 area. And then, like, all the memes are sending right now. It's that simple. The memes are not done yet. And, you know, when we're talking about memes, I'd be remiss to not talk about the king of memes. Doge is going to $1. Doge to $1 is happening this cycle. I'm going to tweet that out. There we go. Man, need that. Yeah, Doge to $2 is happening this cycle. Doge is the king of the memes, so it's happening. You know, Doge BTC still thinks something like this is going to happen with it. Send it up here. Send it close to the highs as far as versus its BTC price. Come back down. Let's see. What else do we want to go through? Okay, I actually was looking at this one earlier today. I'm going to check it out real quick. AI Doge, and you want to know why I think that it'll probably send? Because it plays off the Dogecoin narrative. But it also is one of those things where it's on ARB, like the meme coin of ARB. Looking at this chart, it's about to send to new highs. Probably going to happen. Like, there's room for so many multi-$100 million market. Like, this is $100 million market cap right now. When ARB sends, this probably goes to like at least 5. I don't have a bag right now, but you know, you can't physically have a bag of all these. Again, gave Kimbo a shout out earlier. Let's look at the top weekly gainers. Don't know anything about this guy, but damn, it's an impressive chart. Salama. That's interesting. Pups on ordinals. Okay, ordinals are not getting enough attention. I shouted out sats earlier and rats as well. Like, bro, look at this. This is an ordinals meme coin. Tell me it ain't going higher. Like, it's going to 10 bill market cap, 5 to 10 bill. Same with rats. Yeah, T-Dog, you got an inside look at the making of a tweet. That's how much thought goes into it. Rats is another Bitcoin ordinals meme coin. It's only a $500 million market cap. Tell me this isn't going to a couple billion and you're wrong. Ordinals are undervalued. You know, another one that we talked about the other day. Let's go to ticker Bitcoin. Bitcoin USD. There we go. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Okay, ticker Bitcoin's also going to send $150, I think 150 mil market cap. Like, the meme, everybody's aware of it. When it sends, it's going to send to a bill, probably. Bullish on it as far as the ETH stuff. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Ted Inu. It was like the origin story of all those super long names. Yeah, I mean, it's a sick meme. I really do like it. So I think it's undervalued right now. Yes, Tula, this is the weirdo that you follow on Twitter that's talking right now. 100% yes. Welcome to the stream. What about AI coins? I'll tell you, Puneeth, we can talk about AI coins next time. I'll come up with a list of them and next stream. I don't really have time to dive down that rabbit hole right now, but we can definitely get through that during the next stream. Send me a list of them. Start dropping some comments. I'll try to set up a reminder. I might even do another stream this afternoon, just depending on how things go. I don't really have anything too big planned tonight anyway. So yeah, I mean, SPM, I talked about Injective a little bit earlier. You can check out a replay of the stream as soon as this is over, and you can go through and check that out. So make sure to look at it. I was exit liquidity for Cumass. Cream Corn, you deserve to be exit liquidity if you're aping a token called Cumass. Like, that is, you deserve every single bit of loss that you got there. Oh, this is fun. Again, reminder, here in just a little bit, like about 8 minutes, I am going to be kicking up a, not stream, you know that I'm doing the stream right now. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, the Wonky Weekly Alpha, which if you don't have Wonky Stonks, dude, they're incredibly undervalued right now. There was a capitulation event. We had one big whale who capitulated like 100 of them the other day. And every time that we've ever had that, it's led to this massive rally. So like, I'm looking at it right now. There's some steals right now on the stonks. I'm sticking around with the stonks. Like, the wonky stonks are inevitable. It's that simple. Like, you've seen that type of stuff. Like, you've seen me type it out when the NFT bull run really hits. And right now it's not really, right? Like, NFTs across the board are a little bit lower as far as the volume, the volatility, etc. A lot of people are paying attention to Bitcoin. They're paying attention to the memes. Attention's going to rotate back to the NFTs, and the stonks are going to be around. So check it out. Again, we'll be talking about the stonks. We'll be talking about the NFT marketplace. Probably talk some memes too on this space. So be there for it. No Chill is sending. Is it? Let's check it out. It is. It's starting to a little bit, but I mean, like, you know, whenever it breaks out of this, we'll see. It's gonna send from this. Like, just wait. It's not a meme line. It's gonna happen. Like, it's simple. Distribution on this is amazing. The devs are good. And why am I bullish on it too? Because they're wonky stonk OGs that hold it, and I'm going to support the boys until the end. Pythonomics, Willy Wonka, and you know, literally has Wonk in his name from the stonks. And then you've got Chopper Sats, who's not, he's an arena OG, not a stonks OG, but you know, we've adopted him into the family. No Chill is a token. Wonky stonks are an NFT. So, no, like, again, everything's going to send. If there's anything that I've really talked about throughout the course of this, it's just like, buy something bullish, be patient. Ping on Solana, I haven't checked it out, man. Again, dude, scroll through these memes. There's so many good memes out there that it's really tough to cover them all. You know, talking a lot about the AVAX side of things because I think their ecosystem's incredibly undervalued. And as soon as AVAX sends, you're going to see that shit rip with it. Tough to lose on that. So, you know, sometimes it's better, again, you know, when you look at like the way that this has grown, where it's like a couple weeks sideways, 500%, couple weeks sideways, 500%. Sometimes it's better to just be patient and like deal with the volatility, stack inside something, twop into it, and then let the growth happen. So, you know, kind of look at it the same type of way. But again, here in like 2 or 3 minutes, we are going to go over into the stonk space. If you want to talk about any of the stuff I've talked about with me as well, whenever we go into this space right here, I want you to click that request button. I will bring you guys up on stage with me, and you know, we can talk about whatever the heck you want. We usually BS, shoot the shit about, you know, obviously stonks, NFTs, everything. Like, we like to just dive into the market. So hit a reminder for Ledge Art, the Wonky Stonk Space, episode 107 right now. And we'll see you there here in just a few minutes. In the meantime, make sure to send everything. You know, if you haven't subbed yet to the channel, make sure you hit sub. You know, if you are looking for a good place to be able to trade these shit coins, in the description of this, you know, click that Bybit referral link. Helps me as well. I do get commission based off any type of referral, the volume that you get, which all of that volume, the trading fees, that 100% of it would go to Bybit. Instead, I get a small cut of that, and you also get a small discount on your trading fees as well, which can add up. You know, I also have a link in there for anybody to be able to check out for the contract address for No Chill if you want to check out where it is, and how to trade it on Trader Joe. If you are new to the Avalanche ecosystem for the first time, you can also find Cock on there as well, Kimbo, all the other stuff that I talked about. There's some other sleeping gems on there that I think will run whenever AVAX runs. You know, we're going to send everything. It's been a fun stream. Might run it back again a little bit later, but for now, going to go ahead, cut it, and we're going to run it back turbo here in just a few minutes. I might start a minute or two late because I've got to run down and get some water. But love you guys, and we'll see you guys here in just a couple minutes. Hopefully a few of y'all up on stage. Take it easy.